KD recently came out and said that, he doesn't F with the president. He wouldn't go to the White House if he was invited. Now, him saying that sparked a ton of outrage. Everybody had an opinion about it, upset about it. But really, should you really be upset about one man's decision not to go somewhere that he's invited to? You go to places that you don't get invited to. This is funny because Will Cain and Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman had a huge argument about it, and Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman were basically debating with Will Cain, like, hey, there's a clear answer. If you get invited to go see Donald Trump, you say no due to the, his takes, his bigotry, his takes on minorities, his takes on foreign people from other countries, foreigners, just his ignorance to other people's plight, essentially. And Will Cain said, well, no, like, I understand his decision not to go, but it's really not right for him not to go to the White House. That's a prestigious honor. Basically, that's the basic gist. Like, and overall, the basic gist is this. Like, hey, you're a sports figure. You're going to the White House to be honored. Just take it on the chin. You might not like the guy, but still, that's your duty. Do it for the team. Just do it to show a good faith. KD's like, nah, I'm not doing stuff like that. I'm not shucking and jiving for the white man. I'm not doing that. And not the white man in the sense of, trying to pit race against race, but it's just like the way that Donald Trump has introduced his cabinet, his platform as a president is basically trying to make not America great again, but trying to make America white again, basically. He's trying to cater to those conservatives. He's trying to take it back to the old school where minorities were just kept down. Like you get the sense, and he's openly said this basically, like, these people need to go. These it's never unified when he speaks. So KD coming out saying that he doesn't want to go to the White House, that basically has been sparking debates across the United States. People do not want our sports figures to have an opinion. They do not want them to state what is true. They just want them to play sports. And that's like the worst thing they could possibly do. Kevin Durant saying he doesn't want to go to the White House expresses the sentiments of many people in this country who did not vote for Trump. And even some who did vote for Trump, they're like, okay, like, wow, I thought Obama was bad. Like, this guy, he's just foolish. And that's the point that KD's making. Like, I'm not going to go see someone who I don't support, who doesn't support me, who doesn't believe in the same ideals that I believe in. And America was based on this. That's how America came to be, because we did not agree what was going on in England, the taxes, the tariffs, and we essentially broke off. And that's what Kevin Durant is doing. If the opportunity comes, he will respectfully not show up to the White House. And the thing is, what kills me, everybody making this a big deal, is Marvin Harrison has been invited to the White House. I think he has 3 Super Bowls or 2 Super Bowls. He didn't go either one time. There's a lot of players that don't go to the White House. It's just that the simple fact that this time and age where we are with so much racial tension, racial divide, now it's hitting. Everything is hitting. When guys want to go see President Obama, it wasn't a problem. But now that they don't want to see President Trump, that's the problem. And that shows you essentially the big divide where President Trump is expected to get all this respect and President Obama wasn't. Because a lot of guys didn't go see President Obama. A lot of guys openly criticized Obama. It wasn't a problem. But when players criticize Trump, now that's a problem. So it's really funny to see the duality in the situation where certain people, now they're flipping their stance. But it's KD's right. I don't see why this should spark controversy. Essentially, it should show President Trump the climate of the country. Show him that his policy is not flying with a lot of people to the point where they don't want nothing to do with him. They want to stay away from him. And the whole thing with Will Cain, it's larger than Will Cain, because Will Cain is right in one regard. We look at people who support certain people as idiots, and vice versa. They look at KD as idiots, and that's the huge problem. Basically, nobody's open to dialogue. Nobody's open to another person's point of view, which essentially has been heightened in has been multiplied by the Trump presidency. Like, him being in office has really taken a toll on communications, how people deal with each other, racial, how people approach race in general, and sex, how people approach, men and women. Like, his campaign has been built on huge chasms of sexism. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Like, you could talk a lot about it, but that's the thing. Same thing with President Obama. Like, when he came into office, a lot of people were just, some were appalled, some were pro Obama, but it sparked a lot of debate. But this is a whole new level. Like, for KD to say he doesn't want to go to the White House, for everybody to, it's crazy. Like, on one hand, you have people that are saying, "Good KD, don't go deal with that man. He doesn't support blacks. He doesn't support minorities. He doesn't support women." And then you have the other people who are pro Trump, who are pro all of that sexism, racism, and Trump might not explicitly say that he's catering to those people, but he's giving them ammunition when he doesn't condemn what happened in Charlottesville. He blames both sides. He doesn't see who instigated the whole situation, who took their car and drove through people in the rally. That basically is giving those kind of people, those racist, idiotic kind of people, license to do what they do, because the president is not condemning it. The president backs them. Essentially, that's what President Trump is telling them. Because a lot of things that we don't say, the things that we don't objectify, the things we permit, what I'm saying? I can't remember the quote. The things that we tolerate are the things that we permit, or something like that. It starts with 2 P's. You guys know what I'm saying. So the things that you don't object to is the same. The things that you permit are the things that you promote. So if you permit for people to be ignorant, disrespectful, you're promoting that as well. So it's up to President Trump to really change his stance, because this is not going to end. This is not going to be the first athlete to say, "I'm not going there." This is not going to be the first person to say, "I'm not going to take a meeting with him." This is not going to be the first black athlete or a black figure to say, "I'm not going to take a meeting with him." Because besides Ben Carson, Omarosa, and Steve Harvey, I have not seen President Trump be embraced really by like a lot of blacks. And Sinbad. But Sinbad knew Trump way back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, before he's president. So that's a whole different Trump. That's hustler Trump. But here's the thing. Until President Trump really takes a look at what he's doing, there's going to be more KDs not want to go to the White House. There's going to be more LeBrons coming out and taking swipes at him. There's going to be more jabs. And there's going to be a lot more tension than this, because on a sports show, ESPN, we get Stephen A. Smith, Will Cain, and Max Kellerman arguing like they don't know each other. Like, it's just so funny. Like, if they were in the studio together, there'll be a fight. Plain and simple, there'll be a fight. This guy said, "I'm sick of you," and that's the thing. America is saying that Will Cain is sick of people saying that, hey, we're not supporting Trump. Like, that's their right, and that's what those conservatives are saying. We're sick of civil rights. We're sick of this. We're sick of that. And black people saying, "Look, man, we're sick of being treated like second-class citizens," and that's just the bottom line. Like, we pay taxes the same as anybody else. We work the same as anybody else. We contribute to the community the same as anybody else. Why are we treated like second-class citizens? Why aren't we getting proper education? Why are we being demonized? Why are we being profiled? While the people that are white aren't. And basically that's kind of the thing that's coming up. That's like the whole tension. And, Will Cain, I think he understands that. I don't think he's a bad guy at all. But it's just funny that KD's decision is really sparking all of this debate. Like, it shouldn't be no debate. It's his right. He can choose to go where he wants when he wants. This is Vlad with Hoops Junction with Hoops Meets Hoopla. Peace.